What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
What's
What's
up?
happening?
How's everybody doing tonight?
So far, so good, man. How about you?
All right,
Yeah,
man.
hump day.
Been a
that's
good
right.
day.
Today was a good day.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, Steve?
What are you guys firing up?
Cigars.
Oh my gosh.
And you already started out with the jokes. I don't know, man. Ba-dum-bum.
What are
I
you
think I
smoking, Matt?
The
Oh, you
light's
did?
not
The
gonna
red
play.
meat?
No,
The red
light's
meat?
not gonna play nice. Yeah, red meat lovers, little robusto.
There we go.
Nice.
I'm doing the I guess it's Aganorsa leaf, the service guardian of the farm.
Yeah, okay.
I can also leave. Okay.
I've already had it before, so I was like, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah.
Is that one blended by AJ?
You know, I should know this.
He doesn't know.
I don't know.
Well, as y'all know,
It's
I
not-
don't smoke cigars, so no.
if my baseball is
And we lost him. We lost you, compa.
He's gone. Cut him out. Moving on. Next. Who's up next?
Muted.
All right.
YouTube doesn't like Hugo. Yeah, I'm going with the red meat lovers.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
When I'm done with that, I'm gonna fire up some pipe tobacco.
Nice.
Awesome.
I need to get into pipe tobacco.
It's a beautiful thing.
I've smoked the pipe a few times, but I'm too lazy, man. You got to tamper and all that other stuff, and cigars you just light and go.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to the pipe. It's
Yeah.
it's a little more to it. It's been fun though. I just got into it a couple weeks ago.
It's on Hugo time.
It's on Hugo time.
what is that supposed to mean?
I think he's answering Mike.
Yeah, because Mike said, "Wasn't this supposed to start already? What is this, unbanded?"
Oh, okay. You know what? For some reason, the old comments aren't popping up on here. Can you guys see them on your feed?
I don't
I
see
can
anything on the
see-
laptop.
I can
you
see him.
could. Can you populate them? If you click on it?
Like join the chat, or click on it.
No. Click on a particular comment. Does it say show?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, yeah, because I'm the one running it. Okay, I think it's because I just added the Rumble, but sorry guys, I can just see the Cigar Apostle one. So this is Cadwell Lost and Found Malparidos from
We lost him again.
From something, everybody. It's from something.
Go
It's-
figure. The person who has everything set up is the one that doesn't work.
What he's trying to say is the cigar is from somewhere in the world. It was rolled, cured.
It's from
there it is.
2014, I think.
I'm just gonna run my AirPods. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, when I run my mic and then the AirPods at the same time, it just keeps cutting off, even on my Friday live. So sorry about that. Oh, B sent me a bomb, and this was in there because I was wondering if there was any more of these in the wild. So that's what I'm smoking.
Nice. Sup, Steve?
What's up, Steve?
Mr. Steve. Man, that guy had crazy overtime like through the spring and summer. Good for him. All that's done with. So
So we're waiting on one more cast member. He's gonna be a little bit late, and then we can kind of introduce you guys to what we got going on, right?
Yep.
Meanwhile, if anybody in the chat is smoking, let us know what you guys are smoking.
this is our feet picks channel, right? Is that what we're doing? Oh no, that's the other one. That's the
I got my slippers on. I can just whip them off real quick.
there you go. We got to get cigar money. That's what I'm saying.
At this point,
That's right.
stream.
Carpenter's in here. He'll throw a few bucks at that.
He probably would.
We got the Stogey Brody in the chat. What's up?
What's up, Brody? Brody.
Lawrence.
I need to figure out.
Yeah, I just got it pulled up on the on my iPad next to me so I can see the comments as they come up.
Oh, you can't see them on your StreamYard link?
I made it full screen, so.
Oh.
But
hold on, guys. I'm still here. I'm just gonna do something on my phone.
Doing something on his phone. We just got done talking about feet picks. Now he's doing something on his phone. Suspicious.
You know how excited to get about feet picks.
Ben says he's been enjoying the piping lately.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't need another expensive hobby. Well, actually, pipe tobacco isn't that expensive, right? It's cheaper than
pipe tobacco is not bad. It's the pipes that'll get you, depending on what you get. You know.
Yeah, some of those pipes are like ridiculous.
I mean, pipes can be. You can get brand new ones from like. I mean, you can get corn cobs for $2 for $6, but you can spend all the way up to over $1,000 on one pipe. So.
Does it change your smoking experience at all?
I don't know because I don't got one, but the pipe tobacco itself though is it's very reasonable. You know, you can get I don't have any out here, but you can get a 2-ounce tin that for $8 to $15, $20 depending on what you get, and that's a lot. That'll fill a mason jar, the smaller like jam size jar.
Oh yeah.
So it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
That's cool. Ben's already asking a question about the show, but I think we want to hold off to give details right once we're all in here.
Yeah, and let Frank kind of give the rundown since he's
okay.
You know, got it all.
We'll
together,
be back to your question, Ben, in a bit. We'll give you guys a proper introduction of what we're doing here. Wait, cigar. Are you smoking?
Me?
Cigar scope? Yeah.
No, not today. I had kind of a sore throat starting, and I got a special thing I'm trying to film on Friday that I want to be totally good for. So, not this one. This will be probably the only episode where I don't have a cigar.
You know, these red meat lovers, they say, are good for sore throats and all that. It really helps. Just, you know, it's better than NyQuil and all that. Mm-hmm. Red meat
That's
lovers.
what I hear.
DTT.
DC is running a little bit late tonight. Carpy,
he's our Roger. He's our Roger. I'm just kidding.
Matt said he's our Roger.
Oh, why do you? Dang it! Didn't know you'd see that.
Oh
yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, you're good.
Ben Smoking is going to be a VIP guest on the Ritual this Sunday with Mr. Enzo
Lorenzo.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, sorry guys, I was trying to put it on my YouTube stream.
Okay.
Did it work out?
I don't know, but on this damn phone.
I think it did. It notified that you went live, or not live.
DC made that logo. Ben, Mr. DC himself.
There you go.
And I think is he saying about my red mic, the one that was glowing and didn't work? Probably, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Look at all these cuties and Dougal.
I'm a rough sight for sorrows.
This is great. Now something every night. Yeah.
There you go. That's
there
the
you
plan,
go.
man.
Yeah.
That's exactly how this came together. It was like, There's a slot missing. We got to get something
Oh,
going
there
for
we
AJ.
There we go. Look at this
So,
guy.
oh, DC.
Looking like inmate number 576432.
How you doing, DC? Can you hear us?
What's that, man?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect, bro.
Right on. Big
You
bitch
have a collect
traffic
call.
is no joke, man.
You have a collect
You have a
call
collect
from
call.
San Francisco Penitentiary. Will you accept? This is DC.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Well,
We're hyping him up too much. I don't know about penitentiary. Maybe small claims court.
a collect call from Small Claims Court.
What are
DC,
you-
I'll bust you out. I'll bust you out of Small Claims Court anytime, any day, any day.
What are you gonna light up, DC?
Facts.
I don't know if you can hear us, dude.
DC, can you hear us?
All the time.
See a mine?
done.
El Baton. Cool. Oh,
Maybe he
here's a
lost
comment.
his-
Here's a comment for you, Frank.
I would have been on time.
Woo.
Yeah, this time, Enzo. This time.
Man.
What's good, everybody?
Cigar between the toes.
Toes.
Oh,
And I got big feet, so I can put like 2 cigars in there.
gonna show.
Look at that.
Got
Smoking
Peter
the-
out there asking.
Nice.
Is
That's
that the
a
one you
drac.
sent me? The Garrison?
I sent you the Garrison 556. Yeah.
All right. Let me know how that is, Jarvis. If I need to fucking toss it back to Texas or what?
I like that. So Warfighters has the like different lines. One is their Garrison line, which is their stronger nicotine line,
Right.
and then they have the regular line. So
All right.
their train of thought is the regular line is for like when you're not out in the field, because they are a military owned company, which I do want to get them on. I've been messaging with them, but yeah. So the regular ones are the less tobacco. Then the Garrison line is when you're out in the doing whatever you're doing out in the field. They want you to have like a stronger tobacco, or vice versa. I don't know how that works out. Something like that.
Cool.
But we need to get them on too, because they're local. They're in San Antonio.
Right on. So, we already had I think you were off camera, but we already had the question of how long has this been in the works and what the hell are we doing here? So,
Okay.
I'll let Frank, my compadre, Texas Cigar Society, because he's the mastermind behind this,
Godfather.
introduce the whole project.
Okay, so I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while. I've been watching like all the guys that I like to watch, like the Cigars Unbanded. There's another group of guys that are the Cigar Dudes podcast, that's where Crispin is on, the Cigar Apostle, or Crispin, whatever. And I've always thought like I want to have that kind of camaraderie like between us, and I feel like we have to have like another day for us to like watch videos. I mean, we may not get as many whatever people watching the first couple of tries, but I do feel like we have a good rapport. We can feed off each other, and so my thought was, hey, let's start a podcast, and this actually all came together within about a week or less than a week, right? When did I tell you guys? Maybe like Friday.
Well, the actual live, yeah.
Well, no, I mean like that we started the whole process of creating the podcast logo and everything. It was less than a week, right?
Thursday, Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, the process of where it's at now. It's been a week, but I've always wanted to do it, and I attribute it to like seeing a lot of the other podcasts that I like to watch, and we all like to watch, and have that camaraderie. And I try to get people that I wanted to get. I mean, if I could, I would get everybody on the podcast to be a host. But I just got a group of friends that I feel we can. We all have our own strengths. Like Ugo has that knowledge of the cigars, and he can bring up like everything about the company and the leaves and how it's all grown. Like if you ever watch his channel, he researches that a lot. I know like what I like about what they say. I would have been smoking on this podcast, but I wasn't ready. Get over it, dude. Get over it, Mr. 599. So and then like Randall, who I've been watching his channel before I started getting into this whole YouTube video stuff. So I feel like he has more of that calming like tone, and he can kind of like if the conversation starts getting a little like excited or whatever, I feel like we can jump to Randall and he'd be like, okay, all right, guys, go ahead and just calm down. And of course we had to have Matt because of his radio voice over there, his beautiful voice.
Welcome.
There you go. See.
Matt in the morning.
Yeah. And then I accidentally texted him, so that's how I'll play. No, I wanted no, and Dan, because we had also talked about it prior to about doing something, and it's kind of like I think I talked to Dan first, and then we went to everybody else afterwards. But that's how we all came
You guys
together.
heard that right?
Yeah, it all came together, pretty fast. But I feel like this is a good group of guys. I know we could have had more Enzo, but it's just what we're trying to accomplish here. It's just kind of like have a chill, podcast, shoot the shit with our the people that are following, and hopefully we're gonna have guests on as well. So that's kind of like where we're at in this whole thing. I don't know, man.
And I think ultimately, Frank, aren't you thinking about maybe trying to have a guest maybe every other week or every few weeks, depending on how many you can get on?
So
mixing it up.
We have already started talking to a lot of brand owners, some certain podcast people. I think we have lounge owners. We even got a couple of like internet, like Instagram cigar guys that do their stuff. So we have a lot of stuff in the works already. We have a lot of guests coming up. Thank goodness that with all our connections, we're able to talk to these owners and these cigar people and get going with all that, But yeah, this is we are going to have guests. We are going to have giveaways. Hopefully, I don't know if we're going to do every other week or we might do every week guest or every week giveaway. Unfortunately, I don't know about today, but
I don't have I don't have that many cigars to give away, bro. Chill.
No, but I mean, like, so once we start having guests, we might try to do, brands that have, their cigars. Maybe we can get them to donate a 5-pack for us, or we'll go ahead and get that those cigars and donate them for the channel, in support of our guest. It's going to be an interesting show. I mean, it's going to be a little different than other channels, but we're going to try to keep it fresh. Keep it. The whole point is we really wanted it to be like just organic, and we don't want too much of a scripted channel. But yeah.
And we're thinking, just so everybody knows, correct me if I'm wrong, we're thinking weekly, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Central Time.
Correct.
Hour to an hour and a half, just depending on where it ends, somewhere in there,
Correct.
No set time, but shoot for an hour. If it's going good, we're going to go longer, whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Play it by ear, but plan for an hour, but play it by ear. I mean, I don't want to stick if the conversation goes on deeper, well, that sounds horrible. If the conversation goes on longer, then we can go ahead and stay on a little longer. If people need to drop off, people drop off. We can even send the invites to other guest co-hosts if one of us is going to be out. So we have that flexibility to, alternate and switch and change and stuff. So it's going to be good.
Good. Yeah. So basically, we're here, obviously talking about cigars, and the point also of this podcast is to bring in people from the cigar industry to probably answer questions that many of us, including the guest viewers, have. Uh, hopefully we can bring in some interesting people. And when those people are not available, then we'll just run a show by ourselves and, try to interact with with you guys, the viewers.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's pretty much the point. The point is to bring in people from industry and talk about, if it's a small business owner, not small brand owner, how did they get started, stuff like that. Uh, and like DC said, try to have at least a few giveaways here and there. We don't really have a lot of cigars, so we can't really give away a lot. So
I love how you say that, but no one believes us when we say we don't have a lot of cigars.
Well,
Yeah,
at some point in time, I'm gonna have for a giveaway. I'm gonna have a pipe tobacco starter set. It's gonna have a corn cob, a little tamper, just a little basic Bic lighter, and just a few samples of a couple different kind of pipe tobaccos. So I don't know when, but that'll be one of the giveaways.
awesome. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people that are watching this already have seen us through one way or another. But regardless, we wanted to go ahead and introduce ourselves. So, why don't we start from my compa Frank, and then we'll go counterclockwise.
Yeah. So my name is Frank. I've been smoking for about a little over 3 years now. Picked up this habit. I say habit. That's what everyone calls it, but it's an addiction. I have a problem. I think at this point we all do. But yeah. So I'm from Texas, hence the name. I live in San Antonio. Um, I work as a network administrator. That's my full-time job. Basically, higher paid IT guy. Um, I can think of. I mean, I just love the cigars. I love the industry, the camaraderie within our brothers of the leaves, and also like with me, my cigar journey, started by accident with my brother-in-law that loves cigars, and I got hooked on it. So I'm the one that ended up taking it further. My brother-in-law stopped smoking, so but yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. Before we go to DC, I want to answer a very important question right here. Cigar Carpenter says, how many different channels are you streaming to? Okay, because we have a designated channel for the podcast. However, as many of you know, or maybe you don't know, YouTube requires you to have at least 50 subscribers to stream from a YouTube account. We don't have 50 subscribers yet. It's actually building up pretty quick. Thank you guys that have already
Yeah.
subscribed.
Thank you.
But once we reach the 50, we'll be able to stream just from one platform. That way you guys can just join one stream. So, it'll be pretty cool if, you guys can spread the word or whatever. I know that a lot of people have been reposting. Thank you. We appreciate that. So
Definitely.
that's why we're streaming from all kinds of wild places, like our own YouTube accounts. Okay, Enzo, man. Sorry, DC, go ahead.
Oh, it's all good. My audio's okay though. You guys
Yeah,
hear me all right?
we're
All
here.
right. I saw Peter coming at me already with the audio stuff, so I want to make sure I'm good. DC Sips and Six and go to the Wapo. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on my Instagram. There is merch available, so I'm just going to put that out there now. During the day, I'm an operations manager. In the evenings with you guys, I'm Sips and Sticks. I've been smoking getting into it pretty heavily now with you guys, probably for about 9 months now, and it's been great. And pretty excited for this. I know Frank touched on, we're going to have a few guests on here that are from different brands, other content creators, other enthusiasts that love smoking. Sometimes some people that don't even make content, but are pretty well involved in the chat, and we talk to on the side. It'd be exciting to get everyone from all walks of life on there. So pretty excited for that. And as far as the giveaways go, I think it'd be pretty cool if we do give the stuff away. It's going to include some of our stuff as well, so that you kind of get a variety pack of everything besides, what we can get.
Yeah.
You guys saw that I did that giveaway, or I did that review of the lighter, talking to the company there, and one of those might be
Big
included.
sexy lighter.
Stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that big sexy lighter. So that's my hope for this, is that we can do some pretty cool stuff with everyone and start doing some things on there.
Enzo, dead.
Cool. Before I go ahead and introduce myself, I guess some people joined in late, so starting from Frank again. Do you want to say what you're smoking?
Yeah, I'm smoking the service. I think that's what it's called. The Aganorsa leaf, Guardians of the Farm.
Okay, DC.
El Baton, JC Newman. Shout out to Sosa, who got me this one. I'm finally sitting down and smoking it, buddy.
Nice. I'm smoking. I got a jump start on Thursday. I got an unbanded cigar. This is actually it comes in like in a bundle type of thing. It's a Caldwell Lost and Found Malparido, the original release, either from 2016 or 2014. It was sent into the channel from my boy B. I don't know if he's in here yet. I haven't got to his comment yet, but B from Joyzy. Thank you.
And I am not smoking during this specific one because I'm having throat and sinus stuff. But since I don't have a cigar to offer you, I will offer you a question in the chat. How often do you retrohale while you're smoking a cigar? Because I've always found this interesting. I do almost every puff. Some people almost never. Some people every couple of puffs. So I'm just curious.
All right. Hopefully we'll have some answers on that. And what are you smoking?
So I've got for some reason the light's just kind of blocking it out, but Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Red Meat Lovers Robusto. And then if I finish that and we're still rolling, it'll be pipe time. And I've got Tom Bigby going in there. Listen, I'm trying to bring some education to pipe smoking, as you guys can see.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I'm going to try not to push it too hard. So that's what I got.
All right, cool. All right, so some of you guys may have seen me. I do this thing on the Friday mornings called the TGIF Live. Hugo Smokes. I've been smoking since that pandemic because I had nothing else better to do. So 2020, April of this year was 4 years. So it's a little bit more than 4.5 years. Started off with, gas station, Black and Milds. So yeah, pretty exciting, huh? And then moved on to
Absolutely
I'm
not.
kidding. I started with your typical legacy stuff from that one place, with the big smiley face. Rocky Patel's Olivas. It's pronounced Oliva, not Olivia. Olivia is my aunt back in Mexico. So it's Oliva.
Don't smoke her.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
It's Oliva. Your typical legacy stuff. And then I met all these cool dudes in cigar groups, and they got me into the boutique stuff, which, I tend to buy a lot now. And thank you guys. You guys know who you are. You guys are in the chat. But here and there, I do enjoy a good legacy, typical profile, depending what I'm in the mood for, right? So I got that going on, and then I started my my YouTube review channel. Obviously, it's gonna be a year actually in 1 more month or 2 more weeks.
Hey, shout out to your 500 subscribers too, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations.
Literally, I work Monday through Thursday, as everybody knows, and I just wanted to do something on Friday mornings because I have the whole day to myself, and I was like, let me just go live here and there. So I was gathering the guests, the subscribers, 50 count, obviously, and now it's blown up to 500. So that's pretty cool. I never thought it would grow that big. For me, it's a pretty good accomplishment. Thank you to all that have subscribed and that engage in my videos. So yeah, so going forward, looking forward to working with these guys on this weekly podcast, getting to know them more on a personal level, exchanging ideas, because that's always something that I can take from the cigar community is, everybody's got their own palate, everybody's got their own budget for cigars, their own ideas, and I always take everybody's advice, regardless whether I think it's right or wrong, because everything in life you got to take it with the grain of salt. So, but I appreciate everybody's input and everything, and moving forward, continuing to do my own reviews on my channel and participating here on this podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Randall, or Cigar Scope. I probably should have wrote Randall in my name, but I've been smoking for 6 years. A lot of early stuff was legacy stuff only. It's only recently I got into a lot more of the boutique brands through just knowing this group of guys here. And I mean, it's like rediscovering the world again. It's really cool. But yeah, I got into it similar to Frank's thing. I got into it through a friend who I just kind of started lapping them. Like they kind of got out of it and I just kept going. I liked every bit of it, the collecting and all that stuff. So, yeah, I've been doing YouTube since 2006, but my cigar channel since like 2020. But the early stuff is trash. I posted like once every few months and everything. So I started picking that back up too. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess.
Oh, I
All
forgot
right.
to say something about myself. I'm the biggest Dodger fan you're ever gonna meet. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh,
Wow.
I will add one more thing. My first cigar, the cigar that made me fall in love with it, was the Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne.
Oh, cool.
We were going to hold that question off to later because I was about to tell mine, but cool.
Oh, sorry.
Well, what's yours, Frank? You guys might as well go around and say
No,
that.
you
know?
you got to introduce yourself,
Okay.
Matt. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, so my name's Matt. I am Sober Cigars. You can find me on Instagram, sober_cigars, or you can find my YouTube channel, which has 0 content in it because I haven't done anything with that yet. Yeah, I snagged it up because I thought I will eventually. It's just time, with the kids and work. It's tough to get time to do it all. But I only started getting into cigars a little over a year ago. It was last year, probably end of August into September-ish. And I can tell you this, I did not think cigars were going to be what this is. I'd originally smoked a couple cigars here or there back in my early 20s. Knew some guys that would do it. So they'd go golfing or you'd be hanging out. They'd pull one out like, oh, okay, I'll get a cigar too. But I didn't get into cigars until this year. I did that for a couple of years and then finally just decided, let me stop and pick a couple up. So I just stopped by the vape shop, right? The old tobacco vape shop down the road. I didn't know what a B&M was. And stopped in. The guy's like, oh yeah, we have buy 5, get 1 free. And I was like, well, I haven't smoked cigars in over 20 years. I don't know a ton about them. Can you give me some advice? And he said, man, I smoke Marlboro Reds. I don't know. And I was like, all right. So I was just in there, just grabbing stuff and going. And, I don't even know what all I was smoking, to be honest. I was just grabbing stuff that was cheap. And, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the downtime. Things get hectic with little kids and all that. And for me, it made me sit and just be still for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. And then, I don't know, it was about a month or so later, I'd actually watched a documentary on History Channel about tobacco. It's a 45-minute show. They had it on YouTube, and it was like the first 15 minutes was cigarettes. The next 15 minutes was cigars. And when it got to cigars, that's when I started falling in love with everything else about cigars, you know, the nerdy part of cigars, I guess. And because it was Fuente going through from seed to box with the Opus X. And that's when I learned that, like, oh, wow, this stuff just isn't grown, thrown together, wrapped up real quick and put out there and sold. Like, there's a lot that goes into this stuff. That's when I started watching more YouTube. And the first, I guess, non-retail, non-shop person on YouTube I found was Roger, Working Man Cigars. And I was watching all his stuff and started figuring out, I was like, what are all these notes these people are getting? And that's when I really slowed down, paid attention to the cigars, and I just went down the rabbit hole. And I think I met Hugo about last December, and just started meeting everybody, and just got deep into the community, and it's been so fun. Just this, you know. And that's when I was excited, Frank, when you reached out about the podcast deal. You know, I thought, man, this would be cool, especially having guests on, because, you know, I get real interested in how people got started into cigars, and, you know, how did owners get started into cigars, and then what made them think about getting their own brand. Everything about it's just really fun. And I've met a ton of great people through cigars. You know, it's just been a great journey so far. So yeah, that's sort of my deal.
Before we go on, thanks for that lovely bio. Somebody's got some noise in the background, or if you have a second device that you're streaming, that you're looking at the stream, just lower the volume, because something's creating feedback.
Yeah, I heard that too. My volume's off on mine.
Yeah, so like if you're watching the show like on your phone or a tablet, put the volume all the way down. Or I don't know if there's like something in the background that's, because I think it's like making a yeah. All right, sorry about that.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, so so you were saying about the first cigar or something like that?
Okay, so Randall asked that question. What was the first cigar that made you fall in love with the?
All right, there it goes
industry?
again. What's?
Let me go on mute. Tell me if it's me. I don't know. Let me go one at a time. I'm gonna go off.
I think it's Frank.
That's headphones.
Our
Can you
leader?
talk,
Is it
talk,
me?
Frank?
Is it me?
No, I don't know. Hey, but it's like a feedback noise.
But did you notice it stopped when DC's went mute?
Yeah, that's it.
Let me see. I'm back on. Is it me? God, don't tell me
Yeah,
it's
it
me.
is. It's you.
What are you guys hearing?
Yeah, it is.
I don't
dude.
hear anything anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely you. Go on mute. Go on mute again.
What?
Go on
I'm
mute.
trying to figure out what you guys are hearing.
Yeah. See.
Is it?
Yeah. Are you watching the show? Are you have the like next to the AC unit?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be DC. Are you
Yeah, it did something.
You hear something right now?
No,
I don't.
yeah, it's better. It's better now, I think.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, let's go ahead. Sorry, continue.
Okay, yeah. So Randall posed the question: what was the first cigar that made you fall in love with the cigars? Now, what was your answer again, Randall? What was yours?
Mine was a Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne.
The champagne. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's a good one.
That's a majority of people's first cigar, or like the cigar that kind of like, hey, I feel like I can do this. What was yours, compa? Hugo?
Mine was the Oliva Master Blends 3.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I think people sleep on that cigar. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but those that have had it really enjoy it, including myself.
How about
So a
you?
lot of people are saying
sorry.
they're retrohaling like every puff.
Every puff, 80, 90%.
Good. Good. It's not just me then. I was getting worried.
I'm trying to get the hang of the retro hail. All your bios, just swipe left.
Is that a good thing? I saw that earlier. I don't. I'm married and I'm faithful. Explain that to me, or Sarah Apostle over there.
So Matt, what was your first cigar that made you fall in love with the?
Yeah, so for me, it was also a Perdomo, and it was the 20th anniversary Maduro. I forget the size. It was a Churchill size, which I don't really lean towards getting the Churchills anymore. But that cigar there did it for me. It was I was out back. It was in the evening, and had the outside TV on. I was just relaxing and slow puffing that thing, and I got so many, and I was focusing on the cigar, paying attention to it, and I just got lots of chocolate and all. That was the first cigar that I really got some really cool notes on, and including chocolate. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Are you kidding me? And that's also the first cigar that I got sick on, but that's another story, I guess.
That's another.
Yeah,
that's another question. We'll pose that one in a bit.
Yeah, and so it was the Perdomo, and a lot of people will say whatever about Perdomo, but I like Perdomo because Perdomo. Now it's not a go-to every day I'm smoking it, but Perdomo is consistent with construction, with draw, and the quality. You know what you're getting out of it. If I'm having a bad cigar day, you know what I'm talking about, where you get some duds. You get one that's construction issues or a new one you just didn't like. I can always go back and grab a Perdomo, and I know what to expect with that 9.5 times out of 10. And so yeah, Perdomo. And it has a special place in my heart just because that was the first cigar that I was really like, oh, this is what cigars are about. And that's really what just rocketed me into the next level. That and, watching Roger's stuff. Shout out to Roger. But
okay, now you, DC.
I can't tell you for sure which one sold me on it. I know for sure my first cigar was My Father. It definitely was a good go-to. Which one I couldn't tell you for sure, but one that is like there every time, consistent, that I love, and that's the Julius Caesar. That one, that's actually my next stick up. So when this one's done, this is the next one that's coming out.
Nice. So for me, like one of the first couple of cigars that I tried, of course, was the champagne, the Perdomo champagne. But the one that like really made me fall in love with was the Oliva V Series V Melania.
Olivia, my tia.
I know. Dude, I see it on the stupid chat, and my head went to Olivia again. Your aunt is my favorite. No, so no, it was the Oliva Series V Melania for me. Was the one I was like, oh, this was a good one.
There he is. That's the guy that gave me the cigar. Thanks, B. Appreciate it. Really tasty so far.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the first one I got sick on.
Next question. What was the cigar you got sick on?
Man, I'll go ahead and while you're thinking, I'll go ahead and tell you mine because I was just talking about that Perdomo. So It was that same evening. It was a beautiful evening too. It was like 70 degrees, like mid 60s on the humidity out there, like perfect evening, right? I was sitting there and I hadn't had much to eat that day. This is after this incident. The next day is when I was watching videos on what do you do when you're getting sick. Like it was bad. So
yeah,
I'm sitting there having the time of my life. Just, this is great. Oh my gosh. This is what everybody's talking about. All right. Well, my little one came outside and was like, hey, can you come? You got to come tuck me in. Not a problem. Give me like 10 minutes. This cigar is almost done. I set the cigar down. Once I was done, I stood up, and it was whoa, dude. My stomach was turning, my head was spinning, and I was fine. I was on cloud 9 until I stood up. And my stomach, I was like, what is happening? I go to step in the house, and I'm just in the warm. I had to almost crawl up the stairs. Then I had to play it off. I was like, man, if my wife sees me, she's gonna be like, "This, what are you doing?"
No more smoking for you.
Yeah. And so I get upstairs, I get her tucked in. She's like, "Daddy, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm no. I put her down. I barely make it back downstairs. And no, it was that night. I started looking up videos like, what do I do here? And the first one I found was Holtz.
Yep.
Anthony. And he had this video where he was like, "Oh, if you get sick smoking a cigar, just put some sugar on your tongue and drink." And I was like,
Okay.
done. I went and just opened up the jar with the sugar, just put my face in it. And sure enough, got some sugar in me, and a little bit it went away. But that's when I learned, that's why I learned why my go-to B&M has little chocolates all around. And I learned, hey, don't be smoking. It's not recommended anyways to be smoking when you haven't eaten all day and this and that. And so now I'm sure I'm always sure to at least have, if I haven't eaten, I'm doing a cigar in the morning, I have a little chocolate or something with me because I got PTSD now after that incident. Like that was like I didn't throw up or anything like that, but it was nauseous. I couldn't walk straight. I was like, Jesus, take the wheel on this one. Like, I don't know what's happening. So ever since then, I haven't, that's the only time I learned the hard way. But yeah, that's my story. I'll never forget that.
All right, Hugo.
The cigar got me sick. Bro, come on. I can do the 2 cigar challenge.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
So the one that's only got me really sick is the Oscar Valladares, the Oscar. It's got the green band, and it's also wrapped in a leaf, and it was the Habano. And I think I reviewed that cigar, and I barely made it through that review. Like when I finished that review, like I was out, bro. I was like green, red, purple, like it was just like so bold, and it had so much nicotine for me. I know Sosa's gonna be like, that cigar is so mild.
It's so good.
Yeah, but man, every time I see Oscar Valladares, I'm like, I want to throw up. So again, picking off what Matt said, right away, like kind of like when they draw your blood and you get queasy, what does it give you? Orange juice and cookies, right? So went to the pantry, bro, got like some fucking chocolate chip cookies, orange juice, an apple, Snickers bar, and I just freaking laid on the couch for like 15 minutes, didn't fucking move. But I think either I finished the cigar or I don't remember if it was like a dud even. And the ash was so nasty on that thing. Like it was just like charred, dark, and like the cigar was like all like blown up. I think it was like a dud at the end. I don't know. I need to go back and review my video. But yeah, that was a cigar for me. Go ahead.
All right, Dan.
Oh, my turn. I actually just recently experienced that. I did not dislike I still like the cigar. It was just, it was a pretty tight draw. So I was trying my best to get through it. And I think I might have inhaled a couple of times, and it just really messed me up. And that was the Plasencia, the 149 in Cortez.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to walk home the other night, and like I called my wife ahead of time. I was like, hey, meet me at the door. Bring me a Coke. She's like, what's wrong? It's like, I'm a little nauseous. I'm a little dizzy. She brought it to me. I didn't make it up the stairs. I was sitting at the bottom of the stairs of our place, and it took me at least like 20 minutes. And I'm just like, I got into the door and I just laid out on the steps. I'm like, I need a little while. She sat at the top of the stairs, kind of watching me. She's like, do you need me to do anything? I was like, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to need a minute because I can't get up right now. As I've heard you guys talk about it, and I was like, Jesus, I'm glad I know the little chocolate trick now, so I'll definitely have one of those with me. But that was a really bad experience. It was I was woozy, like I could not get up. It took me a minute to get to the door, but yeah, that was really bad.
So for me, the first cigar I ever smoked, my brother, it was my brother-in-law's birthday, and he was the one that was getting into cigars. He watched all the videos on how cigars are made. He watched all the how to smoke, how to you take you're supposed to take about a minute and a half per puff, all the stuff, right? And he also knew how to like remove that queasy feeling. And so he sent me all the videos because he wanted me to smoke with him on his birthday, and his wife had gotten him 2 of the Davidoff Winston Churchills, and he's like, I want smoke with Frank. And so I was like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. I mean, I've smoked here and there, like odd cigars, like whatever I would buy at the time when I was in Vegas. Didn't really smoke it correctly, whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna smoke the cigar with him. And dude, I started like there's a picture of me. I'll see if I can post it one of these days. It's I think I got like maybe after the first third of that Davidoff, and dude, like there's a picture of me like this. Like dude, I'm out. I got up and told my wife, I gotta go throw up. And she's like, well, stop smoking. And I'm like, well, okay. So I got up, dude. I could barely walk. I made it to the restroom. I freaking yacked. I vowed never to smoke again. And yeah, the rest is history. Now I'm back to smoking again. But yeah, the Davidoff Winston Churchill was the one that just royally got me, dude. That's why, like, to this day, I had not had. This is like about 5 years ago. This is like pre-pandemic, and I haven't picked up a Davidoff until I went with Ugo and Sal and Gabriel to the Ballers Lounge where Sal bought me that Colorado cigar from Davidoff. It had been the first time in almost 5 years that I had a Davidoff.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember the first one that got me sick, but one that recently did about 3 or 4 months ago. I was smoking the Liga Privada number 9, but I smoked it in the morning, and only thing on my stomach was coffee. And yeah, it's kind of a heavier cigar, I guess, for a morning stick. And yeah, that knocked all those feelings of sickness and everything. I was regretting that for a while, actually. Good stick though.
Angel share, huh? Interesting. I haven't had an angel share yet. Have you guys?
No.
Mm-mm.
Not yet.
I don't think so. Have I? I don't know.
All right. We have a question from let me see if I can find it. It was from Benito about RH. Saying
We're going there,
what's your
Abden?
preferred. Oh, here we go. RH for smoking in your climate, and what is your climate?
So I'll start this one off. So are you saying like the RH that I use for my cigars, or like what I usually keep mine at?
To smoke.
So for me, I'm at a 65. Like all my humidors, I don't ever go past 65. I could go lower, but I've had that sometimes going lower makes the cigar burn faster. So I mean, I don't have a dry box that I do like everyone else does. I just literally have all my humidors at a 65. Sometimes maybe like 63, but that's what it's at. And here in Texas, I mean, it's where I'm at, San Antonio, our relative humidity is like at I don't know, like 70, 60. So it's not too bad.
That's high.
It's high, but it's not. Maybe
I mean,
like
compared
60.
to Cali.
Oh yeah. I might be wrong about the humidity in San Antonio. Maybe I don't know.
It
I
kind
know
of makes sense
Laredo.
because you got the golf. So the golf, I know it's
Yeah. When I lived in Laredo, it was bad. Like it was really bad.
okay. And I knew that Sosa was going to say this. I love the Oscar Habano. Fantastic recommendation. I love that cigar. By the way, if you guys don't know Sosa, he is in the search for the spiciest cigar on this earth. So,
Sosa style. Sosa
yeah.
style.
I think he's trying to say powdered sugar.
Okay.
We'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact humidity where I am in Raleigh, North Carolina. It does get pretty humid in the morning. I mean, not in the mornings, in the summer months and everything, but I usually keep mine around 65, 67. This seems to work the best for my climate. Gives it that space to get a little bit more humidity, but yeah, that's kind of what I tend to like it at, somewhere between 65 and 67 myself.
But is that the humidity that you smoke your cigars also, or do you not really check them? You just pull them out of the humidor and just light them up?
I go by feel sometimes. Like if I have
Okay.
one that I specifically want, I don't really check it because I just know I want it. But if there's something where it kind of feels like, all right, this is still kind of, maybe not ready yet. Because sometimes you can tell. There's one that I know is probably just ruined. I should probably just throw it away. But I've been dry boxing it for like 2 weeks, so it's probably ruined anyway. But just kind of experiment with that one.
For 2 weeks? No, it should be good.
Well, maybe.
That's how long it took me
cigar.
to dry box the Black Honey, the warped. I left it in my dry box for 2 weeks, bro. Because everybody was saying that it was, and I even cut the cap because everybody was saying that that cigar had draw issues and this and that, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just leave it in the dry box with the cap cut. That way it could evenly air out, and it was good. When I smoked it, it was around 57.
Yeah, I need to get one of those tools that you can like put into the cigar. I don't have one.
Yeah, the humidimeter probe.
Yeah.
Humidimeter.
Get a little curious about that sometimes.
This is great advice for her.
Never admit nicotine sickness to your wife. Life
That's
advice.
right.
Facts.
I needed help through that door, Keith. I wasn't gonna make it without her, dude. So I had no choice. So for me, my dry box is probably between 65 and 62. My other Tupperdoors are at between 65 and 67. Our humidity, I had to look it up. Right now, it's telling me that it's 79 right now. But I live in the Bay Area, Northern California, and it's usually really cool out here. So I don't have usually any problem smoking anything. So can't complain.
All right. What about you, Matt?
So, and humidity, it's one of those like things that when it comes to RH, all the stuff I've seen online, different people talking about, we could all be here in Minnesota with me and we could all like it at a different RH, you know what I mean? But for me personally, what I found is I like them when I test them with a little tool. I like them when they're between 58 and 62%. For me personally, that's been the sweet spot. Now, there's some cigars, and I don't have any examples right now. There's one particular I remember where I preferred it actually lower than that, low 50s. And there was another one, again, I don't remember which ones they are, so it's whatever. But there was another one I had where I was like, I don't know, let me throw it in a little baggie with a Boveda and bring this up a little bit. And I actually preferred it in the more mid to upper 60s. But in general, most of mine, I personally prefer them 58 to 62. And I use that little tool as well. And, some people, they say that little thing's a waste of time, but I like it because it gives me a baseline. Is it spot on? I don't know, but I know when that thing is reading between 58 and 62, I know that I'm going to have a good time. So that's what I try to do with mine. Make sure they stay, between that 58 and 62 when I'm ready to smoke them. For me, it just seems to be good to go. Now I know guys that like they do the 70-70 thing and they love it. They're like, nah, man, if mine's 69%, I'm rocking. If it's below that, I'm not smoking it yet. And so it's one of those things, to each their own, whatever's going to be, whatever for you personally is going to give you the best experience out of that cigar that you bought. And for me, 58 to 62 is a sweet spot. Now I've tried letting it roll last winter, I guess, our humidity will kind of dip down. It was in the 40% or whatever. And I'd left it out just to see, hey, what'll happen. And I had one, it was, I think 48%. And when I cut it, it ended up cracking the wrapper. I ended up having to use the glue on it and all that. And I tried it with a few and each time it was cracking it. So, I try to keep, when I'm in that 58 to 62, I personally haven't had a problem with cutting it and anything cracking, and they've been smoking great for me. So that's where I'm at.
Cool.
You, compa?
Yeah, so I'm also in California, SoCal to be exact. So humidity here, it's it varies, but usually anywhere from like 50 to 65. I started with just a desktop humidor, 50 count, and those for me, I think they're always going to need some type of humidification device, and keeping them in a constant controlled temperature environment. But then I quickly grew out of that, like I'm assuming many of us, and you guys. So now I have electric humidors, and I actually don't use any extra uh, um, humidification devices like Bovitas or nothing like that, unless like if they come with the Bovita. So what I was doing is I was just keeping like let's say like bags of them, just in the humidor, but I didn't add any more. So that's been working for me. I do dry box my cigars because I like smoking cigars. Well, first of all, my humidor stay at around 65. They range from 62 to 65 RH, but I like smoking my cigars drier than that, like 57 to 62, depending on the wrapper. And I think that Connecticut's hold moisture more than the darker wrappers for some reason.
Interesting.
At least like that's what the humidimeter probe tells me. Because it takes longer for, I mean, obviously I do the physical touch as well, and unless it's like a bad filled cigar, usually I get pretty good sturdiness throughout my cigars. And I keep all my cigars in cellophane. If they come in cellophane, if they're naked, obviously, they're naked. But when I put them in the dry box, I always take off the cellophane. So my dry box is more of a lineup box, because at our age, they're pretty much ready to go out of the humidor. They're just too cool for me to smoke. I've noticed that if I smoke a cigar that the temperature varies like 5 degrees from its storage to my environment, it kind of has like draw issues and burn issues a lot. So I want to acclimate them to my temperature, if anything. And the dry box also kind of like makes them more uniform in RH, I guess. But I keep the little 8 gram little pillows in there, 62s, and then I have like little trays that are slotted for like 6 cigars. So that's what I do. Like Friday or Saturday night, I throw my cigars in there for starting like maybe Saturday, Sunday, or even for the next week that I'm gonna smoke for myself or review. And then on my desktop now, that became kind of like my overstock to, let's say I don't get to a cigar like in a particular week, I just throw it in my in my desktop humidor, and I also have cigars in there in which are my comfort cigars or my cigars, which I can just pull and smoke at any given day. So by the way, I'm gonna be filming my first humidor tour, I guess, and I'm gonna start with the little desktop and then the dry box. So, and then go from there because the other ones are, didn't take forever.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's my take on humidity and RH.
I think right now we should take a little bit of time and run through the chat. Ben's been smoking since 2000. AJ's been smoking since 2008. It was the Blackworks Killer B that got me spinning last year. Yeah, Blackworks makes some strong cigars, man. 65 is good for me. Lower will dry out the oils and flavors.
Cool. 65.
65 is where I like my humidor. That's where they keep the spiciest. 65 in the humidor, but dry box down to 60, 62. Okay, JD.
Yeah, I don't see many people in there that were putting, the whole 70-70 thing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You know,
see
that's
Do you think that a 70-70 thing works better with cigars that aren't like packed, at least because they still have breathing room, so you can let them get a little more humidified? Because I think that makes sense. If you look down the chat later on, Shaq was saying the ones that are a little more tighter, you can let them dry out a little bit more, which helps the smoke. I kind of agree with that.
Well, that makes sense because, I mean, if a cigar is packed and it's over humidified or, at 70, it's going to take a lot longer for that cigar to dry out as opposed to a less packed cigar. At least
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah.
Um,
I
Yeah,
prefer a slightly drier cigar over, higher humidity. I always have
Yeah.
issues with the higher humidities.
yeah.
when I was running them higher, I ended up putting I had 68% when I first was kind of getting rolling, and I'd be smoking, and some of this could have also been user error, maybe smoking too fast or whatever. But I'd be smoking, and all of a sudden you'd be getting that tar on the end,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
even if I wasn't getting the tar, I would just be getting. Now I look back at it, it would be muted. It just wouldn't be getting. It just wasn't good for me, and there for a while I was like, man, like 9 out of 10 cigars I'm smoking are just kind of funky. But
Yeah.
then with watching everybody and learning, I'm seeing, oh wait, people are doing at 65%, 62 and 65%. All right, let me lower it. I went down to 65%, and I was like, all right, these things are getting better. So yeah, it's funny how the RH of a cigar can greatly impact an individual's experience with it. Because again, I know people who will smoke at 70%, and that's all they want to do, and that's fine. And but for me, it had to be, I had to, and a lot of that, some of that could have also, like I said, been user error. Was I smoking too fast? Maybe, but
How have you guys felt with the whole smoking too fast? You guys think? Because I've actually toned it down. I'm trying to with slowing down my smoking, taking a puff, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute in between. Are you guys noticing the cigars a lot better? Is it drying out on you? Is it going out on you? What have you guys been trying to do?
So, like, for me, I feel like the faster I smoke, the more of a burnt flavor I get on the cigar, and they burn a lot hotter. I feel like if I'm in a hurry to smoke a cigar, I've learned now just to be like, all right, find a cigar that I'm okay with if I don't finish it, because if I'm trying to finish a cigar by smoking fast, you can it can cause a bunch of problems. It can cause the flavor to be ugly, weird burn lines, and you can actually that's where you can get that sickness, that nicotine sickness, because you're smoking fast. You're just constantly puff 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 puff. You don't let your mouth, your like all the like whatever you drink kind of like wash out that nicotine, so you're just constantly puffing. And I feel like I've gotten sick smoking faster than I have not. I've enjoyed the cigar more taking my time.
Hey, I feel that for me, every cigar has its own pace, is what I found out. The cigar tells you, like, and this is something that I don't know if you guys even watch my videos, but I always say, "Oh, this is a babysit cigar."
No,
Like
what's
you
your
have
name?
to fucking keep Hugo smokes. So like babysit cigars, like I hate those. Like you have to keep an eye on them, or else they'll extinguish on you. Even like if you puff like like every 20 seconds, or I don't know, whatever interval it is. And then I could say like, oh well, this cigar, just take your time on it, because I've noticed if I smoke it too fast, you get that bitterness, that acridness. So I think that every cigar gives you its pace. It's telling you like when to smoke it after you smoke it a few puffs or whatever. That's based on my experience.
Yeah, I my favorite, anytime I get a cigar that I can put down, like say you get busy working or something and you can put it down for a couple of minutes even sometimes, and you're thinking, oh, this is out by now. Anytime you can start puffing that thing and it's still lit, it's always the best experience in my opinion, because I hate when you have sometimes you'll have a tighter draw, which forces you to puff it more often because it's going to go out on you and all that other stuff, and that's just the worst. Yeah, quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Did anybody want to has any more input on this? Because we have a question from Sosa.
No, I was just going to say I agree with Hugo that like all cigars that I found, construction and all that's all a little different, and so some cigars, if you're not puffing every minute and a half, it'll go out. Some cigars they can go for 5 minutes without going out, but the slower for me, the slower I can smoke it at when it's not as hot, and just like Greg had a comment in there, kind of saying the same thing. If you're puffing it and it's smoking hot, I'm not going to get the full enjoyment out of that cigar that I could have if I'm smoking it cooler. If that so, yeah. Oh, we got Sosa.
All right. So the question he poses is, what was the first rapper you fell in love with? Let's start with Hugo.
For me, it was P. Diddy, bro. He fucking got down.
Hey.
Well, that's the end of the show, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. It's been great.
Time for the after party.
First show and last show. Thank you guys for watching.
That's it, man. You just got canceled.
Baby lotion on my neck.
Appreciate your support.
You know what, dude? You that was perfect timing from you, Texas. I was like, I know what I'm gonna say on this one.
Y fuera. Okay. Cigar rapper.
No. Cigar rapper. I guess it was that broadleaf, that Oliva Master Blends 3. It was a broadleaf, but it was again, like Matt said, I think it's a sleeper cigar. But if you've been sitting on them for a while, because I know like if you smoke them like right when you get them, like yeah, they're a little bit not up to par. But I've noticed that the ones I have, like I've been holding on for them at least for like 2 years. So I smoke here and there. But that cigar is the one that gave me like a nice like a balanced profile for me. You know, I got the darker bitter notes, the bolder notes, but I also got like a sweet note. One time I paired it with a mezcal margarita, and I got like this like fresh coconut on the retrohale that I'm never gonna forget. It was just so nice, and it complemented the spice on the palate very well. So you know, I just keep on coming back to those. All right.
I think for me, the Cameroon wrapper. I used to smoke a lot of Leva Series G and the Nub Cameroons and all that, and I don't know, it was just something different about it for me that it was very distinctive compared to I was doing Connecticut's at the time, and then Maduro, and just kind of had a different profile. I kind of dug it a lot. So
I'd say the Connecticut for me. I mean, it was a nice one that I got to ease into cigars with. And it's always been just like a nice go-to cigar for the day and everything, which on the weekends, I do a lot of walking with my dog. And that's like the one cigar now I can have when I'm walking and just be cool with it and not have to like worry about missing any flavors because it's just a light smoke that I can enjoy.
I think for me, the Oliva's Melanio, the Series V Melanio Oliva, that's a Sumatra, right?
Yeah, Sumatra.
So it's a Sumatra for me. That was like, oh, this is going to be a good one. Of course, the Connecticut's when you first start, they're good, they're mild, they're lighter, but the one that actually like really had that flavor for me is the Sumatra that I first started, right?
For me, it would be that Maduro, that Perdomo. That was the first wrapper. I was like, oh my gosh, loved it, and started exploring more. And that's also when me personally, I started learning about the construction of cigar. That wrapper, makes a huge difference, right? And for me, it was that. Nowadays, like, I still like Maduros, but I like the whole range of them. And I've actually been getting into, as my palate's been changing over the past year. Recently, I've had some cigars that I wouldn't have liked 6 months ago, a year ago when I started, but now I'm starting to like. So now I'm starting to get into more cigars that are more nuanced. Some of the lighter wrappers I'm getting into, but now I like the whole range of wrappers. The only tobacco that for whatever reason is kind of funky to me is specifically Corojo 99. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But I like a whole range of them now. But that Maduro, that did it for me back then. Of course, it made me sick, so I don't know why I like, but anyways, that was it for me, Maduro.
All right. So since that question was posed, let's go the other way with it. What is the Pete Diddy? So what has been the worst cigar you've had to date? The worst. Like you can say this one seriously has been the worst.
Can I just get it out of the way right now? Because I know you guys already know what I want to say.
And we have a whole bunch of them in our
we're gonna smoke it again. Mine literally was the Gurkha Grand Age, brown paper bag all day, man. I couldn't even finish it if I wanted to because the whole thing just blew up on me. And that one, I took care of it. I had it at I think it was about 62. It was fine, and I was on a call, and the thing just literally ballooned. It was insane. You can hear it happening, and it just started opening up. It was nuts. But the Gurkha right now is probably the worst one that I've had. I can't say that I'm not going to go back to it because I have them. I'm going to smoke them. And if I send you a little gift box, you better trust you're going to get one of those too. Because I think I've told a few guys, but the story when I started, I went to that page with the smiley face. And no, I'm sorry, the other one. They went to the other page. And I thought I was bidding on 4 of these, and I ended up bidding on 4 packs.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah. And I still thought, I was like, dang, I got a great deal. And then when I got home and they arrived, I was like, why do I got 20 of these right now? So
Yeah.
For
Matt?
me, you know, and I don't just want a Gray Cliff. I'll just say Gray Cliff. I had bought a Gray Cliff sampler pack, and all three, the first three I had, I couldn't even get through them. I gave them a water bath. I just couldn't do it. And you know, now with that said, there's lots of brands out there that people will, like Gurkha. You know, people always like, oh man, Gurkha, but every brand I'm sure has, like Gurkha, there's a couple that I've had that I was like, hey, these are pretty good.
Yep.
I don't remember what they were, but
No one does, Matt.
in Gray Cliff, I'm sure there's a Gray Cliff that I would enjoy. But after the first three in a row that I had to just, I couldn't even finish them. I just am like, I just can't. So, and I don't know who makes Gray Cliff or anything. So I'm sure there's some good ones, but I didn't find it.
Oh, I just thought of mine. I didn't particularly enjoy the Rocky Patel San Andreas.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it just didn't hit my palate right for some reason. I'm sure it's a great cigar for a lot of people. There's a lot of Rocky Patels that I do like. That one is just one I can think of where recently I was like, yeah, just kind of one of those. I want to put it down, get something else.
Was it the white band or the black band?
Yeah.
The white band.
Okay.
You can log off.
Wow.
No.
No, I don't know what it was.
One that I sent.
No. No, I don't know what it was. I had the torpedo. I mean, I don't know if that makes a difference, but it could have been anything.
We've heard that.
Yeah.
We've heard the varietals make a difference, right?
Yeah, with the blends. So, yeah, and I was excited to try it because there's a lot of Rocky Patels that are really good. But I don't know. That one just didn't hit me right.
Name one. Name a Rocky Patel that's pretty good.
The Connecticut, bro. I like that Connecticut, but I like
The
Connecticut
60,
too.
the 60 is really good. I mean, one of the early ones I got into with the Rocky Patel was the Java Mint, which I know, you know, it is what it is with that, but like, I like it.
Is that an infused cigar?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
It's pretty smooth. It was one of the ones I smoked early on. You could get them at like Total Wine and stuff.
I like the Edge Connecticut Rocky Patel. That one was a good one.
The Edge is good.
I actually like a Rocky Patel. It's the Sangro Maduro, and I smoked that cigar several times, and it hit my palate pretty good. But other than that, if it's I won't go out of my way to buy them. I don't know. It's just I smoked a few like early on, and they didn't really like. But the one I really want to try, somebody said this one was the ALR. I keep hearing a lot of things about that one, which is one that I would want to try.
Oh yeah, I actually reviewed that one not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a chocolate bomb. That one's good.
And that's and this is what's so cool about cigars, though. You know, it's just like food. You know, we I don't know if everybody here likes pizza, but if we do, I guarantee we all don't like. There's certain ingredients or certain pizzas we're going to gravitate towards, and like with cigars, you know, like Gurkha, Rocky Patel, Gray Cliff. Well, they're still selling them, so somebody's buying them and smoking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you know, different smokes for different folks. And what I found for me is the ones I was smoking when I first started, because again, I didn't have any direction. I was just in there winging it, you know, because the Marlboro man, he wasn't helpful at all. And a lot of the cigars I was smoking, when I look back on them and would revisit them, I don't like them whatsoever. I'm like, how was I so excited about cigars when I was smoking these? But that's the beauty of it, you know. You start really getting into this, your palate changes, you start learning about the stuff and knowing what you really like. And I'm sure my palate will change again next year. I don't know.
Right.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
So for me, the worst cigar has to be the Monte Cristo 1935 Edición Diamante. So I won that box from a raffle with a Wolfpack Cigar Club, and I was excited about it because I did research on it. I know like the cigars are like $24 a cigar, and so before I even smoked it, I started giving them out as not on purpose, not because whatever. Maybe someone else might like it, right? But I started giving them out because I'm like, hey, what's this $24 cigar? It kind of like making it seem like I'm giving them more than I should. I didn't have many other cigars besides that one as one of the good ones. But yeah, man, that one had just a horrible flavor. Like from start to finish, I literally wanted to throw up. Like, and I just stuck with it for the review. But that one by far is the worst.
I saw.
I've been sending out all the ones that I don't care for, but I'm honest. I'm like I sent DC. I've sent Hugo DC some, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna send you some of these a budget bomb. I'm sending you some budgets in here. I don't really care for them, but try them out. I've sent some yard guards to Hugo, but I say, hey, you got some yard guards in there, just so you know.
Right.
But who knows? But then somebody I've been sent stuff, and it's like, hey, these 3 are some yard guards, just whatever. And I've smoked them and been like, yeah, they're not too bad.
Yeah. Besides the Oscar Habano, I gave a shot to the Gurkha Evil, which is a 6x52 box press, I think.
Mhm.
Man, that cigar is evil.
I got that one. I got to give it a try, see what that's like. Hey, so how do you guys feel? I saw JD's comment right here where he said any Camacho and vomit, but honestly, I had that triple Maduro, and I was not mad at it. It was dark chocolate, bitter coffee, toasty, and I actually enjoyed it. Like, I don't know, like, you guys feel the same way? Is every Camacho that bad to you guys? Because it was my first one, and I was actually okay with it. I let it sit.
No,
I let that
don't
thing dry
mind
box
that.
for probably about a week.
Yeah, I don't mind that one. I bought a 5-pack of those probably like a year ago, and they're all gone now. But I don't remember hating it. I got the Gordo size.
I have not smoked any Camachos.
You haven't even smoked that embargo one?
No, which one?
The embargo one, the one that Javi was
Oh, the pre-embargo.
pre-embargo. That one. There you go.
No, nah, I didn't. I
You
didn't
that
get
one?
any from him. I didn't get
Oh.
any from him. I don't know. First of all, that's the old school one, right? Like supposedly where it was made by Davidoff or whatever.
Yeah.
But just the band on the Camachos are a big turnoff to me. I don't care about bands. I don't really like I don't smoke with my eyes, but it's just like I can't stand that Camacho band, man. And then like I have a couple of friends that play golf, and they swear by the Camacho Connecticut. Like they're like, oh, you gotta try this one, and I'm like, nah. I'm like, if you give me one, I'll try it, but I'm not gonna go buy it, bro. I'm not gonna go buy Camachos. I'm sorry. I mean,
That's fair.
I probably should, for the channel, just so I can have a more complete portfolio, and I will at one point, if I come across them. But they're not something that draws my attention. It's just, I don't know.
I remember having the Connecticut, and I wasn't impressed with it when I first was starting, and I really was keeping to the Connecticut's, the lighter blends. It was okay. I thought it was okay. I look at Peter's here, but yeah,
Compa, don't inhale the smoke.
I know, no shit.
Wait, what happened, JD? What did we say? Oh, because
The Camacho thing.
Because yeah.
You like. Oh man. We have a question from Sosa again. What's your favorite yard guard?
Sosa, thanks again for asking questions, dude. I appreciate it. It's keeping us active. It's our first live, dude, and I think this is good. We're kind of getting this out and learning to kind of stay on top of it. Thank you. Real
quick before we answer this question, we are going to Guys, make sure y'all follow the Cigar, the Stogey, the Society podcast on YouTube.
Say the name all together.
I know,
Try
right?
to say it.
I know. I wanted to say Cigar Society, but then I was like, wait a minute, no,
Bro, I'm having that same issue because the society thing. I want to say,
Well, yours is a
Texas.
language barrier. He doesn't have that problem. Come on.
I don't know, man. He's border. He's close to the border.
Yeah. Soy mexicano, cabrones. Okay.
Look at.
Hey, so no, yeah. So make sure you follow the Stogey Society podcast.
Hey.
And before we get Peter on here, yes, that is the way we spell it. It's not the proper Stogey. This is how we spelt it. But yeah, just make sure you just follow us, follow the Instagram page, follow the YouTube page. It will help us out. So hopefully we can start just streaming directly onto the YouTube page.
That account.
That account. There you go.
Hey, again, real fast too. Thank you guys also to this, because I'm just looking at our Instagram and a little over 24 hours, man, and we're almost at 100 followers on there. That's freaking awesome. If we can match that number to YouTube, we'll be there and ready to go next week. That's great. Thank you guys. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you guys. Cheers.
Cheers. With water.
Yeah. I have a port wine.
Fancy.
Was that a Tony or what is it?
It's a Tawny port, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good with cigars.
No, dude, it's amazing with cigars.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not go as heavy on the beers because I realize that the strong IPAs that I drink, yeah, they're bad. They're not good. And like I feel like I've gained weight. Ever since I fell in love with beer, like the stronger beers, like it's just I need to stop. So I'm trying to do a little bit of wine here and there, straight alcohol, straight liquor. So that's where I'm at. All right. So what was Sosa's question again?
Your favorite yard guard.
I don't feel so. Someone else wants to jump in. I gotta think about mine.
I got a few. So one that's now, when I say a couple of these, I don't mean like, so the site you can get them on where you bid on them, or I don't know, because we can't talk about like websites, right?
We'll get in trouble.
Not, as long as you don't say .com, you're good. Like,
okay,
you don't say
so
.com. Cigar
Page or the auction place. The auction place, there's just a few that I zero in on getting, and or Cigar Page. When I can get them for between $3 and $5, the Espinosa Crema, the Espinosa Habano, and I found that for a yard guard out doing whatever, is it a Drew Estate, the Nica Rustica?
Yeah,
that one as well. Yeah, those are the main two are the Espinosa Crema and Habano. When I can get them for that $3 to $4, maybe a few cents more, I always keep those in stock, and those are good for me out in the yard. And again, it's kind of like with Perdomo, I know what I'm getting most of the time when I grab one. They'll have a little more construction issues than like a Perdomo, but those are the top two for me, and then third place would be that Nica Rustica, whatever. Carpenter gave me one, and I tried it, and I was like, I could see being out doing yard work or out ice fishing or whatever. One of those cigars where it's like, if I drop it, if I'm out fishing and I drop it in the water, not a big deal. I ain't mad at that. I'll just fire up another one. Who cares? So yeah, for me, it's those three personally, when I can get it at that good price point.
I think for me, the Nica Libre 1990 is a really good one. It's like the Poor Man Padron 1964. It's got really good chocolate notes and stuff. But once again, $3-4. It's under $5 per cigar. The Brickhouse Maduro Fumas, it's mixed filler, but it's a pretty decent cigar for like when you're not trying to think about much while you smoke it. All I can think of right now.
For me, Since I usually do like I say yard guard, but it's something when you're cutting the grass. There's a a cigar that I like to smoke is the it's PDR. It's a Perla del Rey, but it's the triple or the light roast coffee. I know it's an infused cigar, but it's just to have a little bit of that coffee flavor while you're smoking and you're just cutting the grass or just chilling outside. And I think the price point of those are like $4, $5, I think. So I mean, they're pretty good cigars to have.
I don't know if I can speak to this yet because I don't have a yard guard yet. I don't have a yard, so that's one thing. But I'm still new to everything, so I'm testing everything out. I got plenty to go through now because of my buddy Matt here. So I'll be checking out those ones that he sent me over there, and I can see what I can make a routine, order for myself.
Atabay Blacks are also really great yard guards.
Yeah,
Bro, you took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say Atabay Blacks all day, bro. Just I didn't finish them, bro. I just leave them there and I relight them. The next day. You know what I mean?
I just light my fingers after, No.
For me, again, I started my collection, my actual collection about like 2 years ago. I would say I went hard. Before that, I was just buying like singles, just keeping them in my little desktop, right? But at one point, I bought a few. I stocked up on. They're called Don Rafael. You can buy a box of 20 for like $35. So $1 something each.
I think you sent me one of those actually.
Yeah, and I told you it was like a whatever, and I think I sent other people. But with age, those cigars, the construction is like amazing. For me, like the ash can hold on to like halfway point, it's gonna fall off. It's pretty linear, of course. It's a $2 cigar, $1 whatever. But if you just want to burn it, just burn time. Like for me, that's one. Another one that I really stock up on is, and I try to have them on hand, is the Oliva Blanche, the Blanche or the Blanc. It's a Connecticut. That one's a little bit more complex than the Don Rafael. And again, another cigar. I like the Robustos in that one. I've had the Churchill. I like the Churchill as well, but the Robusto is just a quicker smoke. I'm smoking more shorter cigars nowadays. But that's one where like with age, obviously, like they're great cigars any time of day, especially like in the morning with coffee, stuff like that. And then there was another one I wanted to mention. Oh, I bought these Oliva G, like the ones that Cigar Scope likes. Those are Cameroon, right? Cameroon, the Oliva Gs.
Yeah, Cameroon. Yeah.
But it's called the Special G. It's a little perfecto like this. It's like a 4.5 by, I don't know, 48 or whatever. And those cigars are like to the point. Again, a little bit linear, but I'm always gonna get the same type of experience. And I light those up like, even like, let's say right now, like, oh, we have like 20 more minutes, 30 more minutes. I'll go grab one of those and I can enjoy those anytime. So those three for me for now are like my kind of yard guards, I guess.
Okay.
Got a question for you guys because you guys obviously got a lot more experience than I do. You guys brought up the point of they're a yard guard because they're cheap to have and you can get them by the dozen pretty quickly. Has there been one that you guys had that really surprised you that was like, holy crap?
A yard guard?
A yard guard that you thought was a yard guard, but it actually ended up being something really good and you weren't expecting that at all. You brought up the term linear. Is there something that it is a very cheap smoke that you definitely would recommend to some people because it kind of caught you off guard as well?
Lately, I don't know. Does somebody want to? I got to think about this one.
I want to define the term real quick of how I define a yard guard. It has to do with the price, but for me, it also has to do with what's a cigar you don't mind not paying attention to as much. You don't feel like you're going to miss out on any nuance. So for me, in my definition of a yard gar, it would be that the point of it is you're enjoying the flavors you're getting, but you're not looking for, a party. I mean, like some people might smoke more nuanced cigars or better stuff, but that's always been my definition. It's you can buy them in bundles for cheap. It's something you don't mind if like, oh, I have to get going. I got to do something. I'll just toss this one because I have 19 more, ready to go whenever. That's always been my definition of it.
I like that.
I think for me, there's a factory. I mean, it's a cigar site that Aragon. They have their house blend, and it's a Habano. It's called Siete Potencias. I think you can buy them for like $2 or $3, or $3 maybe. And that one really surprised me. That was one of like the best, like, budget sticks. And I even tell that the guy to this day, like the owner, that's been one of my favorite cigars. And like I will buy like a bundle of those just to have, because they're good. And it's like Randall said, it's a cigar you don't really you're not looking for that transition. You just know that it's going to be consistent and a good flavor. So for me, it's that one. But it's not like a well known. It's a house blend for this the tobacco company.
What was that? What I was smoking earlier, that HC Habano, that was actually pretty good.
HCs are some good ones.
That surprised me actually, because I think I got it in one of those cigar of the month packs, and I was like, I'll give this a shot. Actually, pretty good.
Yeah, I've had a few HCs. I have the Maduro, which I sent Matt. I think that was a pretty good one. Again, I've had them for a while, so.
Yeah, that's a good cheap one. Let it sit for a little bit.
Yeah, what are they, like $3-4?
Yeah.
Tops. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, like I said, I'm not there yet collecting all the yard guards and everything, but I mean, I hope that I get to, just I have that go-to stick like you guys are saying. Like I don't want to take a baton on a walk and then I got to take off. You know what I mean? Like I'd hate to put this guy out and then dump it, And if I did do that, I'm definitely not telling you guys that I did that, but that would be a crime, obviously. So I'm trying to get to that where you guys are at on there. How's that pipe treating you there, Matt?
Really good. Got some Tom Bigby from the Country Squire. Really good.
Next question for the panel. When do you smoke? Time of day of the week?
Whenever.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a hard question. It's a hard question to answer, in my opinion, because it's when it feels right. Like you don't have a set time. I mean, I know like my compa, he does his like Friday ritual. Enzo does his Sunday ritual, and though they have those days where they smoke, but in reality, it's as whenever there's a time for it. You don't really want to like say, hey, you know what, on Mondays at this time, because it's going to change on you. But preferably like me, I smoke more at nighttime, like now, or like maybe on weekends every now and then during the day, but most times it's just when I'm outside with my wife. We're here out on our patio and we're just enjoying the night. I'll bust out a cigar.
When you guys are smoking, because it'll probably be another question. Let me answer Ben's question first. Mine's, I can honestly probably say during the evening. I work a lot during the day.
Did you say mines, DC? Mines?
I'm from LA. I said mines.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just making sure.
I live up in the Bay Area, bro. My roots are LA, so I say mines. Mines are in the evening. I work a lot during the day, obviously. I wish I can get up early enough and have a smoke in the morning. I'm going to try to do it this Friday with you, Google, since I'm going to actually be off if you're going to do your morning one. But most of the time, it's the evening. Take the dog out for a walk. You know, I live in a pretty nice area that I can actually go outside, take a walk, and not be bothered and enjoy it to myself, which has been really nice.
Nice.
You got a badass like walking path, DC.
I do. It's really good.
I've
All
been
right.
on live with you, and that's so awesome.
Before I answer this question, Dodgers are up 4-0. So go Dodgers.
There you
Um, so for me, obviously I smoke Tuesdays and Thursdays. You guys know why. And that's when I record most of my reviews. Because I have the ability to. Now I'm gonna be smoking Wednesday with you guys for sure. Mondays and Wednesdays they're and depending on what's going on here at the household, you know what I mean. I try not to because I think you have to make time for everything, and you gotta dedicate time to your significant other or household chores, so stuff like that or personal agenda. And obviously Friday during my TGIF live, I smoke at least one cigar, and I usually run my errands on Friday, and if I have time in the afternoon, I'll smoke another one. On the weekends, it kind of varies depending on what I got going on, but I picked up a ritual of smoking a cigar on Sunday morning, whether it be like with other people or myself. And it's typically I'm trying to smoke like my Cubans on Sunday morning with just to myself, or I'm actually doing a space on a few Cubans, so I'll be smoking those. And yeah, and if I have like an event like family or a party or something like that, I always take cigars because most of my friends smoke cigars, and I usually try to get at least one in, like if we have like a family party or whatnot. So I smoke quite a bit of cigars a week.
For me, usually Sundays, Fridays, usually in the mornings, sometimes at night. Sometimes when I'm working from home, just whenever. I don't really schedule it out as much. There are times that I'm more likely to smoke than not smoke, but it's like Frank said, you can't really schedule it too much because things will change, and then you'll kind of be disappointed because you're like, oh, well, I was expecting that today. So
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, Matt?
like I was saying, it's the time, the day. It just depends on what's going on. It's I usually have at least one cigar a day, and sometimes if it's a one cigar a day, one cigar for the day type of day, it's typically going to be after the little ones went to bed. After be about 7:30 p.m. Then it's like, all right, and then the days like that where it is just a one cigar day. On those days, I try to go for something that's tried and true. I know is going to be a good cigar because it's like, all right, this is the only cigar I'm doing today because I don't stay up real late. I'm already getting to my bedtime. But so it's like if I'm firing one up at 7 p.m., it's like, it's probably going to be my only one. Let me pick a good one so I can enjoy it. Because again, for me, cigars started and remain to be my decompression time, my downtime. I don't have all the stuff from work and kids and all that going on. It's let me bring it down. So I want something enjoyable.
Nice.
Now there's days where I'll get a handful of cigars in. Getting wild. Might have 5 cigars, but a good day for me is when I can have a nice one in the morning, a nice Connecticut of some sort, maybe have one in the afternoon, and then finish it off with a good one. Or might not be a good one, but it might be, hey, I haven't had this one, because I love trying different cigars. I love trying whether it's new stuff or just new to me stuff. I like trying a whole lot. So I smoke quite a few cigars in a week. But it just depends on what's going on. If work and life is busy, it is what it is. But what I also like about getting into pipes is I can load up the pipe for if it's like I got minimal time, but oh man, I want to get something in. I can load up a pipe, 15 minutes, good to go. So that's where I've kind of been incorporating some pipe stuff into all this. That's why when I was done with my red meat lovers, I was like, I'm not going to do another cigar because I'm not going to be up super late. Let me just get a pipe, you know? So yeah, time and day, it just, anytime I can, that's where I'm at.
All right. So, cigar you consider a unicorn. Wait, did Randall go? Yeah, we all went, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, cigar you consider a unicorn, you smoked and you fell in love and you still chase because they're hard to find. For
I'm
me,
not there yet.
For me, it's the ethanol. I mean, I have
That's a good
some,
one.
but you know, I want to keep restocking my box eventually. And it's a cigar that I wish I could have like forever. So
And we lost Randall.
Right,
For
well.
me, it's the I'll say the Andalusian Bull. That
okay.
one I really did enjoy. I know I just released the review on it, but I smoked that one a while back. And it's just those are harder to find. So like I have picked up a couple since then because I do know for me it's a good cigar and it's harder to find within the MSRP. You don't want to pay,
Yeah.
no hiked up price on it.
Okay.
Oh, we lost his audio. I'll go.
We can't hear you, Randall.
See if he's coming back.
But you can go for right now, dude.
So
did it die?
For me, again, only being into it a year, little over a year, same thing, don't really have one. I'm like, oh my gosh, but there was a couple that came up. So the Knuckle Sandwich 55, when it first came out, I have an Espinosa lounge here about 20 minutes from me, 30 minutes. And I remember smoking it and I was like, man, this is a really good cigar. Next time I was there, I got it again. I didn't realize that was an LE. And then all of a sudden on some of the group chats and online stuff, everybody's looking for these. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This isn't coming back out. So I ran back to the B&M, and of course, he had a couple boxes. So I was able to snag a box of that, and I've really enjoyed the 55. Another one is Crown Heads Las Calaveras 22 and 23. I really enjoy. Peter, the Cigar Collective, had sent me those, and I was like, these are great. And just a few weeks ago, maybe a month, I was at the same place, this Espinosa Lounge, who has some Las Calaveras stuff. And I looked down on the bottom shelf and I said, is that the Las Calaveras 22? He had like 6 left. I bought them all. So
Nice.
That was cool to run across. So those are ones for me, probably the Las Calaveras 22 and 23. I personally enjoyed. So just been on the look for those.
I can't think of one right now. I had one in Puerto Rico, but it was a house blend. I don't know. Maybe it was the atmosphere that maybe made that hit right though. But I can't think of anything. The review I'm doing on. Can y'all hear me? By the way, I probably should have asked before I kept talking. Okay. The review I'm doing on Friday is a Tatuaje. It was an event only cigar. It came in the Freedom Pack sampler. So if I end up liking that, that's going to be a hard one to find again.
Nice. Did we all go? Oh, DC?
Yeah, I went. Oh well, no, I mean
He didn't really
the
have
hard
one.
to find one. The hard to find ones, I got them. I got a box of the Bulls and I got a box of the Ethelfalls. So I'm not going to worry about that, but I'm definitely going to be enjoying those every once in a blue moon because I'm so happy that I was able to get a hold of those too.
Yeah, the Bulls are really good, but the Ethelfall is probably better.
I haven't tried the Ethithol yet, but there's a place over in my area that I've heard has a box of them. I got to go check it out. And I don't know what they're charging for it or anything. This place typically has stuff right around MSRP. I just got to make it over there to see if they still got it. But I was told they got one on like a lower shelf, like where they stock the boxes, still in a wrapper, just sitting there. So I got to go check it out and see if they do. Also, EGM, you can get them. They're like $70 a pop, I think.
Bro, you're gonna have your DMs blowing up in a bit.
I know. Well, that's why I didn't say the name of this place. Like, yeah, let's
Go
now
to
it's like,
celebration.
it's like,
Go to
look at the
celebration.
time. Look at the time. Time to close this down.
Go to celebration cigars. For me, Ethithol, Atabey, most Cubans, especially the Que Dorseys. What else? Some Davidoffs, like the Grand Cru I just smoked. Man, that cigar was really good. Yeah.
Davidoff late hour is pretty good.
Okay.
I agree.
And I would say
like
I
that one.
don't buy that one too often. It's hard to find anyway for me.
Yeah, for me, Ethithol, Atabey. Atabey has been my favorite so far, like ever.
That's one I do need to get.
Yeah, that one. I've yet to try any Cubans, but I do feel like the Atabey gives a lot of flavors of what the Cuban-esque. But
how do you know if you haven't had Cubans?
Yeah,
it's what I hear in the reviews. I don't know. You're right, but that's what I hear in a lot of the reviews of what it's like. And being that the guy that created Atabey was the blender for the Mexique, you kind of like it's a very smooth, very very. I don't call it decadent cigar. I love that cigar, the Atabey, the OG. I haven't tried the black one yet. I haven't bought one yet. But yeah, the Atabey, the white band.
Cool.
I agree with Atabey. Atabey Black, and what Hugo said, Cubans. I've had a few Cubans that were aged right from, I believe, 2018, and a Wide Churchill from 2018 for me personally was just. I've never had a cigar like that. The flavor profile I was getting, everything about it, and I was trying to when I was smoking it. Well, all of them that I had that were aged, ready to go. I was trying to compare it to something maybe I've had, and that tobacco is just, it's just on a different level. Now I don't know. It's the Atabey Black and Atabeys, like they're great. Cubans are great. I don't think they're hard to compare because it's completely different tobaccos, of course. But yeah, for me, a celebration cigar would be Atabeys or Cubans. I haven't had the Ethithol yet, so maybe after I do, I'll be coming back saying Ethithol for sure. But because I've heard nothing but great things about that cigar.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did we all go on that one?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to answer this question for JD?
Top 3 favorite bands right now.
Brands.
Same
Same thing.
Yeah. For me, Atabey, again Cuban. It's pretty broad, right?
Yeah,
pretty general. But
you're saying Cubans is overall general. He's talking about specific brands.
The Romeo and Julieta, the White Churchill, the one Matt was, and the Que Dorsey, and then the Atabey, and what's the other cigar? I can't remember. Anyway, go ahead.
Who wants to go next?
So for me, top 3 brands. Same as Hugo, Romeo, Julieta, specifically that wide Churchill. I'm sure all the other, and Cuban, which I'm sure they're all, when they're aged, are probably amazing. That's the only one I've had though, but that's on there. Atabey, anything Atabey I've had has been great. And also for me, Dunbarton. I like a lot of Dunbarton stuff. So Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Those are my top 3.
For me, so there's one cigar that I really like, and it's one of my favorites, but it's not that well known. It's a boutique brand. It's called the Manly Cigar Co. And they only have one cigar. It's called the Manly, and for some reason, I just really love that cigar. Another one would probably be Foundation. Foundation has some good the Tabernacle Black and Red. I know they have a specific name. I don't know it, but those the Axum, the Wednesday, the Wise Man. I mean, like they have a lot of good cigars, and the third one, I've fallen in love with Black Label Trading Company. Like I know their cigars are a lot more pepper forward, they're a little stronger, but the ones I've had before from them, I really like. They're the ones that make like the Salvation, and they have a bunch of other like Royalty. They have a bunch of good cigars that I've truly liked.
I'm gonna answer this question real quick, and then I gotta pop in because I still got some stuff to do to get ready for work tomorrow. I don't want to be that guy, but for me,
I'm with you. So
yeah,
we're gonna cut it off. Well, we'll just answer this. We're gonna cut it off already because it's 2 hours. So
yeah,
I think we're pretty much done. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's Palencia, Foundation, and
Placencia.
oh yeah, did I say it wrong? I always say
no. I was agreeing with you. Sorry.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I
said,
always try to picture the name. I'm like, did I say it right?
You said Palencia.
Oh, what is it? Placencia, right?
Placencia.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that Foundation and it's a hard one. There's so many good ones out there. What's something I've been smoking a lot recently? My father.
Okay.
AJ Fernandez.
For me, it is
Gurkha.
Obviously the JC Newman, the Julius Caesar. That thing is just, it always hits well for me. I'm never disappointed with that thing. The Crown Heads Le Patissier, the one that Hugo introduced me to, that one has just been great. I have a few of those and I'm holding on to it. I can buy more. I don't know why I'm being so stingy with it, but I'll just get some more. And then the one that I just fell in love with is the Placencia Almafuerte Salomon. That thing was amazing. That I definitely need to buy some more of those. Those are a little on the pricier side, but $25, $26 a stick out here. I probably got to get online and get a few of those. I know we can get them cheaper somewhere else. So, but yeah, those are my 3.
Cool. The one I forgot is Arturo Fuente, but not even like the Opus. Like the Sungrown Rosados, the Connecticut's are pretty good for me.
Oh yeah.
Actually, no one mentioned Arturo Fuente.
Yeah, that was one that I couldn't remember.
And by the way, it's Arturo Fuente, not Fuentes Copa.
Oh, Arturo Fuente.
Ooh. Yeah, that's true. The Arturo Fuente, the personal reserve, that thing is amazing.
Oh, that thing's good. I lost my review on that. I trashed it. But yeah, so with that, I think we're good to close.
Yep.
I want to thank you guys for putting this together, for inviting me last minute. Nice.
So hold on, real quick. I'm gonna bring that up. So the reason I have my hesitations on my compadre Hugo is because my goal.
Wow, you're gonna say it right here, huh?
I am. I mean, I'm not. I'm going to be honest. So we have this chat that we do, and everything I smoke, Hugo's like, nah, that shit sucks. Nah, it sucks. It sucks. Now, I know he's playing around. Sort of,
Not all the time.
Not all the time. No, you're right. So my goal was to have brand owners eventually. Come on, and my biggest fear, and you can ask the other guys is like, I would tell them, look, I want to invite Hugo. I'm afraid he's gonna be like, no, this cigar sucks. Fuck you guys, and blah 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 blah. And then that's it. We're never gonna have anyone come on. But so that's why when I texted him or talked to him, I'm like, look, compa, I want you in here, but I know how you are with me, and we can't be that way if we're gonna start bringing other brands. He's like, no, he's like, I do that with you, and I know how to like, if I don't like a cigar, I know how to say it properly. Like, hey, there's ways to say it right, but that was why I invited Hugo at the end, because of that. I feared he was going to be like he is in our group chat with brand owners. So, that's the reason why.
I'm not even going to comment. I'm not even going to comment when we're smoking a cigar and like, hey, Hugo, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm kidding. But yeah, anybody else want to have any closing thoughts or any closing statements before we call it a night?
No closing thoughts, but I mean, thank you guys. Honestly, dude,
Thanks, guys.
I've told you guys in our chat that I didn't think my journey into doing the cigars, doing the content creating, having fun with it was going to lead me here. I'm honestly forever grateful to be part of this. I think it's going to be great. Obviously, our first show, we're all taking notes. We have some stuff we can go back and talk about and, work on some things that's going to be amazing. I'm really excited for it. Thank you guys. I can't thank you enough. I think it's going to be awesome. Once we get these owners on here, you guys are going to see some pretty good stuff come from us, and you're going to enjoy the show. And I hope you keep coming back and telling your mom and your sister and everyone about me, El Gordo Guapo, so we can keep this going.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So are we good? You guys want to say anything else?
Just again,
I'm going to bed. I'm good.
See, so Matt is known as Matt in the morning, not Matt in the evening. So
this is true.
This is a little bit past his bedtime.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to go subscribe to the Stogey Society podcast, so we can run hopefully the next live from there. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining.
Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
everyone.